What are the plans for Vlad and Bo this offseason? And is Bowden Francis a lock for the 2025 rotation? Hey, everyone. Welcome into Long Ball. Rob Wong, joined alongside by Toronto Sun Blue Jays writer Rob Longley. And we are into the final series of the season, Rob, and clearly not the way that many people thought it was going to go for the Blue Jays this season. And we've been looking ahead to the offseason seemingly for quite a while now. And right at the top of the list are Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Bo Bichette, who are heading into their final year of their team control next season. A lot of talk about Vlad and maybe an extension down the road. Maybe not so much for Bo, but if you're the Blue Jays when this season is over, what is your priority when it comes to these two guys?
Yeah, Rob, in a season where this team might not even win 75 games, those are certainly the big talking points heading into the offseason. And as you noted, have been that way for quite a while right now. I think as it applies to both of those players, they're sort of vastly different situations right now. I think if you look at the second half that Vlad Guerrero Jr. has had, it's certainly reminiscent of his huge breakthrough campaign in 2021. And I think he has essentially signaled to the Jays that he is the superstar that they thought he would be for the longest of times. So if you're serious about continuing to try to win with the core that's around and not going into a full-on rebuild, I think you have to make it an absolute priority this offseason to try to get him extended to a long-term deal, because the price is only going to go up when he hits free agency. And Vlad has hinted that he wants to be a Blue Jay for life. Now, that's certainly a potential negotiating tool as well. But I think you have to explore every opportunity to make him a long-term offer, lock him up, and the earlier the better. I mean, if you could somehow do it by the end of the World Series, then that really sets the tone for your offseason. You know, last offseason was so miserable. They put all their eggs into the one basket of trying to get Shohei Ohtani, couldn't get him, and it was all downhill from there. If you could set the tone by signing Vlad Guerrero Jr. to a long-term contract, then maybe that makes the process of wooing other free agents that much easier. Because if not, you're looking at that, as you mentioned, Rob, that uncertainty of him being gone after next season. Now, with Bo Bichette, it's certainly a much more complicated situation, because you almost have to, in its entirety, toss out the 2024 season, because it was a disaster for Bo from day one, both performance-wise and health-wise. It was a season of frustration for Bo Bichette, and I think he comes back with a renewed sense of purpose next year to try to prove himself that he is the one of the best hitters in the American League, as he's shown over the previous two seasons. And also approaching free agency. The problem with trying to trade him right now is, what are you going to get for him value-wise? So I don't think the Bichette camp would be interested in extending, nor would the Jays necessarily. And I don't think the Jays would be all that interested in trading. So it's probably wait and see for Bo, and it's try to go all hands on deck to locking up Vlad long term.
So I think it's pretty clear from what we've seen this season. There's a lot of holes on
Yes.
this Blue Jays club, whether it be in the offense, whether it be in the bullpen. But I think one spot you feel pretty good about is the rotation, and a lot of that has to do with the second half that Bowden Francis has had. It's been nothing short of amazing since he rejoined the rotation in late July. Do you think, Rob, it's written down in pen that he's going to be in the rotation next year, or will he still have to compete for a spot?
Oh, I think it's written down in pen. And John Schneider essentially said as much the other night after Francis's final start of the season, when he went 5 shutout innings on top of those 2 near no-nos earlier in the season. He's just pitching with great confidence, and he's locating. He's getting stronger by the outing, it seems, and he's essentially earned himself a spot in that rotation. Now, the caveat would be that he has to come to spring training and prove that he can continue to pitch that way and have a strong Grapefruit League season to earn that spot, or to maintain that spot. But he's most certainly has earned it. And if you're looking for positives from this Jays season that's been so awful, he's right at the top of the list alongside Vlad. And as you mentioned, Rob, the rotation as a whole is there's reasons for optimism there. I think you could argue that Chris Bassett and Kevin Gausman each had off seasons by their standards, but the way Gausman finished, he was certainly much stronger in the final month of the season than he was in the first 3 or 4. That bodes well, and I think Chris Bassett, the competitor that he is, he would be another strength in that rotation. And Jose Barrios has been phenomenal, so consistent over the last 2 seasons. So when you throw Bowden Francis in there, that's certainly a nice building block for this team. Obviously, the holes are many, as you mentioned, starting with the bullpen and certainly continuing with adding some power, some thump into that offensive attack because we need the team clearly needs more versatility and more power. But at least they can go into the offseason with the rotation as being somewhat of a strength.
Yeah, I can absolutely feel pretty good about that. The Blue Jays, of course, have had some very interesting off seasons the last several years. We'll see what's in store over the next few months here. Rob, as always, thanks for the time. And as always, leave your thoughts in the comments section below for Rob Longley. I'm Rob Wong. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.